September 7th, 2024, and I'm here at Fort Myers Beach again. Unfortunately, I was going to be at a better location parking-wise. However, Fort Myers Beach in all their glory decided to obstruct that parking with big, like, Jersey barriers. So that puts me here. Anyway, it's a beautiful day out. I would have been here an hour earlier, but again, I was casing alternate park spots on Fort Myers Beach. There's only 3 free parking areas on Fort Myers Beach that are not private that you can park. So that's 3 left. One of them was in a construction zone, so I couldn't get to because there was a house, a duplex being built. And then the other 2 were, one, a police car was sitting there. I'm like, oh, great. So that was that. And then there was another spot that was actually 4. There's 3 spots right by the Lee County Sheriff. They use that for civilians coming into the office, but people use it for free beach parking. So, which is sad. And this bridge it's really dangerous to bicycle over this bridge. That's why I kind of wanted to go in one of those other parking spots. My pedal gear is coming loose again. That blue Loctite that I'm using to lock it in, I guess is I even forgot to spray my bike with the WD-40, but I sprayed it when I came back last week. I haven't ridden it in any sand since then. So the sidewalk is closed. I got new brakes though, which is good. So now I can bicycle all I want because I have nice new brakes. I put on both front and back. And I also have to put on a new back outer tire and inner tube. So that's going to be fantastic. But at least now I can stop on a dime, which is good. Front tire is fine. Back tire, I filled it up with some of this slime gel tire sealant, and I guess I put too much in there. It's not holding good air pressure. I don't know why. I think the valve is there's too much water in there. It's opening up the air valve, so every time I bicycle over, it lets some air. So it's about 90 degrees. Garage selling this morning was dead. Except the Fort Myers side was okay, but the sales were small. A lot of estate sales, which I don't really like going to. They're just too high priced. And they weren't even selling much in their estate sales. The prices were too high. I mean, the only thing in one estate sale I saw was they were not selling the Beatles Yesterday and Today album, which I would have bought easily, but they had old Beatles albums for more than what you would pay for them back in the 70s or 60s. They had the Beatles White Album. They wanted $30 for it. I mean, and it was beat up. It was scratched and everything. I was like, wow. I have to stand up and pedal here because back wheel doesn't have enough air, and it would just be too much of a hassle for me to pedal sitting. I need the exercise, that's for sure. I can't pass up a beautiful day like this. It's gorgeous. I mean, the water is shimmering right now. It's probably 11:30. I would have been here an hour sooner, but I was Just casing Fort Myers Beach, looking for parking, looking for anything that, you know, any alternate parking, but nothing I saw. So I'm looking over towards the left here. I don't know what this thing is. Looks like it's a high-powered sander that sands concrete. it's smoothing down concrete. Like, I don't think it's like polishing it, but it's smoothing it down. If there's sticking up concrete, it smooths it. Oh, sorry about that. Here, I'll walk by you.
They've got big plants and all these wonderful things.
Oh, there's plenty of room over there.
Yeah, they're scraping it. They're ready to
widen the road?
Yeah, just for the purpose of the walk.
Oh.
Walk and bike route.
What they should do is put like an elevated bike ramp, like another 20 feet above this road, like a double-decker road.
That would be cool.
I know.
Better view and better wind.
I know, and people can fish way up there too. You know,
that too.
Really throw a good line out.
Just spend some more money and widen and making this thing.
Right. Or build a tunnel on the beach. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good day, Neil.
You too. Alright, so anyway. Fellow co-patriot upset at the lack of progress here. This thing has been like this for the last 8 weeks. They're not really doing anything, wasting money. I thought they were going to put a double-decker bridge here, like put a bridge on top of a bridge, which would make more sense because on the left-hand side, they have markers where the bridge supports are. So I thought, oh, well then they're just going to drill down and then cement anchor weld the new rebarb into the existing rebarb and build a decker bridge on top, but no, not doing it. I tightened one of my brakes here. The other brake is working great. Both brakes were shocked up. That's another thing. This is so squirreled up down here. They have block one. You have to go behind Margaritaville, the lighthouse resort, to get off the island. Oh. I should have squeezed through that fence there. I wasn't thinking. I saw these people walking over the bridge. And I was coming with my car, and I'm still here. This is Fort Myers Beach. I can see by the availability of parking spots. Oh, thank you. I'll go real slow. I feel terrible. Thank you. I can see from the availability of parking spots that, you know, this is the peak hurricane week of the year. This is, all right, we're going to change it up a little bit. Let me see. The wind's blowing in that direction, so it's... All right, we're going to think here what I should do. I want to go on the beach, though. Okay, we'll go the regular route. If I don't go the regular route, it's just going to mess everything up. Good thing is that I just have to cross one lane of traffic. So Cold Stone Creamery is a good ice cream store. They make a lot of money. Mr. Big, even H2O, they make a lot of money. Besides H2O, the only other surf store is the Surf Style. Currently, across the street here, Surf Style is trying to open up another one, which is most of the stores are still in a state of renovation. I guess it's called renovation. So Times Square is having some kind of garbage festival. It's 11:46 is the time. There's all-day parking over there for $15 behind some of these stores. See, all these spots here on the right used to be free. And it's very upsetting that Fort Myers Beach or Lee County or whoever did this has to take away that. I mean, you can't come to the beach now for free. I remember the New Jersey Shore, it was the same thing. You couldn't go to the beach unless you were a resident, unless you paid some arm and a leg parking spot fee. Now, I found out that Lynn Hall Park is only $2 an hour, which is not too bad. It's not owned by Fort Myers Beach. Fort Myers Beach, they charge you $5 an hour. So Lynn Hall Park is owned by Lee County. But still, what they really need is they need people down here to visit the local economy. I mean, yeah, some people are going to take advantage of it and not contribute. And yeah, I'm one of them. But you know, I live down here. I'm already being, pardon the expression, raped by the property appraiser. So I'm already paying my fair share. I should be able to park down here for free because I'm being raped. All right, I see the dredge is way out there again at that concrete, call it a concrete pile out there, about 3 to 4 miles out from the center, about 3 to 4 miles due south of Fort Myers Beach. When a hurricane comes, it piles a lot of sand around it. So I guess they're trying to clean it up and prevent an island from forming. Once an island forms, then somebody will lay claim to it and won't be able to dredge it anymore. All right. So, these homes are beautiful. Right inside. They're just gone up since the hurricane. We're looking at, $5 to $10 million homes here. Easy. And they'll sell in a heartbeat. Most people buy it and then try to rent it back out. Even rich people try to rent it back out because your taxes, you're going to be taxed to death. Let's face it. If you buy it for $10 million, your taxes are going to be exorbitant. I'm paying almost 2.5%. Not mills, 2.5% per year tax on my property, which is ridiculous. It should be a millage rate, but it's not. It's percentage now. That's criminal. That is totally criminal. Because the county wastes everything. Just like Trump said, 99% of the tax money comes in, it's completely wasted, stolen, wasted. So we should pay 99% less tax. Let's face it, government workers, everybody, even the police, sorry to say, but yeah, come on, you're a public worker, you should be for free. There's a lot of people out there that would do it for free. The firemen, they would do it for free. The police, they would do it for free. Teachers, they would do it for free. All public services should be done for free. Or put convicts in. School should be optional, not mandatory. You shouldn't be taxed for that. Property tax should be abolished. Okay, I better stop talking. The property medic is still building. I noticed that. It looks like once the property medic sells a piece of property, then they invest in another one. So they have an outstanding liability, and once they sell it, then they have cash, and they'll take that cash and they'll buy another liability with it. Where in this case, they probably pay less than $1 million and then resell it for $10 million. So that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Sometimes, I don't know, I find it hard to sleep at night until I sold it and made $10 million. But if you could take $500,000, buy the property, take another $500,000, build the building, I don't know, maybe take another $500,000 for everything else that's unforeseen. But you're in it for $1.5 million, and it's not hurting you to spend that money. And then 6 months later, you can sell it for $10 million, put $10 million in the bank. That's the way to do it. In fact, if you could do that, you would almost want a hurricane to strike every year, because you would just move to the spots where the hurricane hit, buy up the property, rock bottom right after the hurricane hit, because you would look at the tax rolls and find out how much the property sold on average before then, and you would lowball the people afterwards. You know, you would want to see what the how much has increased by in the last couple of years since the hurricane before that, and you can make a good income by arbitraging real estate before and after a hurricane. You could, and everything is like that too. You can make money by doing landscaping before and after a hurricane. You can make it by contracting whatever service you have, or just being a supplier of wood, concrete, tile, whatever. So again, this place, someone is walking up the wood stuff, but it's barricaded from this side. So they must have climbed up from the beach. Or maybe they're a worker. The berm here is slowly compressing back down to beach level. Here's the pirate boat right offshore. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go much further. Yeah, hit the sand. See, there's the pirate boat way out there. So the tide's coming in. I already they fired one of their cannons. I looked at when I was driving looking for a spot. Of course, the Fort Myers Beach Library is not open, of course, you know, and the paver driveway is weeding over. You know, that would make a great casino. Anyway, so somebody has a pile of seashells here. Nice. So called fighting conchs. So the tide's coming in, but it's mid-tide right now. That's what it shows on the clock. Who knows how true it is, but it says mid-tide moving towards high tide, which means it's going to be a great bicycle ride on the beach adventure. And even though I don't see I see bulldozers over there, but I don't see the dredges. But they may have moved the dredge hose. But this is a beautiful beach in front of Pink Shell. And this is where Pink Shell, their beach starts, right here. So you can see that this was paid for by Pink Shell to renourish their beach. And this is what the beach looked like, how big it was right after Hurricane Ian. Because Hurricane Ian dumped 2 feet of elevation on top of the beach, and it added almost 30 yards of beach out. So this is what the beach looked like right after Hurricane Ian came. Made it look really nice. Look. Oh yeah, I can see there's a lot of conchs and stuff. Shelling is excellent right now. And if I just saw a conch, there's another conch. If I just saw a conch here, that means down by Publix, which is usually, that's where the shelling gets really good because it's in a protected cove. That means the shelling down there is exceptional right now. Oh yeah, I'm seeing conchs everywhere. I'm driving over conchs. It's gorgeous out. Hello. So I would like to bicycle over there. So I'm going to move over there, my first opportunity. It's a nice wicked beach. So anytime they dredge, the sand is usually soft. It takes like a good week for wave poundings to pound that, because the dredging from offshore, that's where the really muddy silt is. And that stuff doesn't really mix with the silica sand here on the beach. So it takes a good week of pounding and tides and wave action to refirm up the beach. So the beach has a slight soft consistency, where normally this being a mid-tide would be hard packed. You can see there's a lot of tractor tracks smoothing out the beach. And you can see straight ahead there is Now, we are now past the Pink Shell property. Oh, there's that green resort again. So this could be now paid by Fort Myers Beach, may be footing the bill for some additional dredging. It looked like Pink Shell was doing it alone, but it looks like Fort Myers Beach now is stepping in. And they've cordoned off the beach here. Terrible. Oh well. Let's see how far the cordon off goes. Okay, I can see where the mud's coming out of the end of the hose there. They have to drag this hose with with one of these Caterpillar tractors. Really good job. I don't understand. They left like a little lake here. I don't know why they left a little lake here. It doesn't make any sense. Down the south side of the island, there's a little lake down there too. All you get from that is mosquitoes. Doesn't make sense. Maybe I can get a bicycle on this. This feels hard enough. I might be able to bicycle. Ooh. Slightly. It's not going to be for long though. Wow, I can't believe I got over these. This must be heavy machines. This is... Yeah, they're making a little berm here too, although I don't see a berm for like a big shell. Big shell must have plowed it. This sand is actually kind of firm here. It's I can see the footprints don't dig in that much. It's almost like soft snow. Oh, yeah. This is like when you walk on, like, it's 31, 32 degrees, and it's like sleeting snow, and you get like a little rain frozen on top of snow, and it makes like a nice hard pack, so you could almost walk on top of the snow. If you're 100 pounds, no problem. But if you're heavy like me, you crack it and fall through. Alright, this looks hard enough. Alright. So here, there are people working on both sides. This green building here, we need to get this thing done. We need, and if they're going to do all this work and then sell it to me for $2 million, no, obviously, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. It's green. I'll take up the pavers too and sell them. And they have all these pavers to put down. It's going to be a chore in its own. I'll just put the problem with pavers is that there's too much maintenance. It looks great and everything. It may add value a little bit, but a nice asphalt driveway. When it's done, it lasts. Yeah, it's super hot. Yeah, you're going to attract Blackfoot into your house, but alright, so we're just going down to where the tractor is stopped. So I'm looking to the right. No, still cordoned off. Cordoned off there. This construction should have been finished almost 2 years ago. It's been September 28th, so almost 2 years since Hurricane Ian. We should have had this stuff done a year and a half ago. We should have hired out-of-state contractors and just set up shop. Don't even worry about permits. They should have just got to work and do it because the permitting office was swamped anyway. I have to admit though, the fire marshal and the permitting office, they're criminal. They were preventing people from doing work, and they were preventing people from doing lawful work. So the fire marshal and Fort Myers Beach permitting were, again, criminal entities masquerading as government entities. But what are you going to do? All right, so I'm looking out here. does. Okay, it is. Okay, there is one pipe in here, but it looks like I could have gotten through the beach up from there. But let me go a little further. Again, this Best Western Plus. This would be a good casino. There's plenty of room to build in parking garage. On the north side here, across the street, you build the bridge across the street from the parking garage. And then look, there's plenty of room right here on the south side to build the casino. And then this building structure looks like you can put like 3 or 4 more floors onto it to make it look like a lot of time. Oh, definitely I can get through here. Alright, so I have to remember that on the way back. On the way back, this is the to and fro. Alright. See, this is where they use the tractors to get to the beach too. I'm wearing my I'm not wearing my fanny pack, but I'm wearing my little side pack, which is kind of like a body hugging it's a body hugging fanny pack. It's so comfortable. I have to keep on touching it because it doesn't feel like it's there. I wore it because it's waterproof, and I don't want to. If I perspire, it won't get any of my driver's license, credit cards, or money wet. Look, here's the end of the pipe, and they're not pumping anything through here. It's amazing. But the interesting thing is that Best Western took down their fences. They're blocking access, so it looks like they're getting ready to reopen. The fences along the road are gone too. So look, they're putting new palm fronds up on their tiki huts. Yes, they're putting new palm fronds up. That's all green. That's how they do it. They nail the palm fronds in. So it's not really a science. It's really not flimsy, but you know, those things survived a hurricane. And they're just tacked on with little tack nails. It's not like big nails. So there's all the tubes. There's drifting from offshore, where that concrete rubble pile offshore reef is. So it must have accumulated a couple football fields worth of sand, so they're dredging that again. And it's looking nice. I mean, they're adding at least, it's almost 50 to 75 yards of beach, which is nice. And in that case, if they don't charge taxpayers anymore, then that will add value to all the property here on the beach. So now's the time to sell your property while your value is being added to substantially. Right now, bicycling is excellent. This is firm pack. So this is nice. I don't know, for some reason, Fort Myers Beach is looking more and more like Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach of the late 1960s, early 1970s. There was still a lot of single-family homes. There was a lot of spiral staircases in Daytona Beach. I'm seeing that here. So it's kind of like a flashback. When I was a little toddler, I remember that. Now, Daytona Beach, it's not really a beach. It's a concrete wall that just drops down to the water. And you're lucky to have some beach. So they haven't been replenishing their beach at all after the last couple of hurricanes. really soft. I gotta be down by the water. Seagulls gotta get out of the way. So this sand isn't hard packed. This is soft.
Here, look. Check this out.
So you can see that the tide is coming in. Up here. This is kind of firm, kind of. I expect it to be dry and soft and brittle. So that means that the tide was up here a couple hours ago, 4 or 5 hours ago. I didn't check if this is a high tide or I mean, if this was a low tide we're leaving from, or was it a really low tide? The trumpet guys here. So the trumpet guy usually poses for a picture. And usually the trumpet guy charges $5. So he walked away with cash. Or a water bottle, one is it? So we saw the ice cream guy and the chili dog. So this beach is nice. So there's a lot of boats out here. It's around 12 noon. So we got a water. My brakes. The water looks awesome. A lot of people out there just standing up in it, drinking, gossiping. That's what you do here for Mars Beach. And sometimes there's boats that pull up with grills going. They got the hot dogs, they'll charge minimum. It just makes all the fun. Sometimes they have alcohol. So it makes it fun here. That's a margarita though. It's not as crowded as it could be. I'd say it's only a third is crowded. It's gorgeous out. I mean, with a tide like this and a beach like this, I mean, I can keep on going. The more air I have in my tires, the more I can coast at a higher speed. That's the best, because you can just pump a little bit and then coast. And if my front tire's got plenty of air, back tire, that's the problem. So you can see there was evidence that the tide was in. It probably was in this morning. And it's gone out, now it's coming back in. 12 now, so mid-tide. So it probably was low tide at what, 9? I was in at 3 in the morning. So probably it was a really high tide at 3 in the morning. We'll go down to Junkaroo, and it feels really good. I'm actually hitting a headwind, about 1.5, almost 2 mile per hour headwind. And I looked at the flags; they're blowing east to west, so that means on the way back we should get a tailwind. It'll be less windy, less noise wind, and easier to pedal back. So we'll see. That suicidal seashell that punctures the tire. There's the Nautilus. Excellent hotel. Excellent value for the property. You can afford it. You know, it ain't gonna go cheap, but for whatever it goes for will be a bargain. Because the amount of property that it's on, and it's got an aluminum roof. True, the insides need to be regutted, new plumbing, electrical. It costs less to knock it down and build something new. But if you knock it down and build something new, you're going to be reassessed at the new assessment rate. And that's the thing about that building, has an old assessment. And you'll have to get it conforming to code, however complicated that is, and expensive, especially with commodity prices, hyperinflation going on. I keep on hearing this talk from Democrats saying that the price of stuff in the stores is going down. It almost doubled like in the last 2 weeks. I don't know. They must be on some. They must be their heads in the sand on the planet Mars or something. They're out of touch with reality. Just complete criminals. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, the garage sale was just awful this morning. I hate to even rehash, because I would have got more accomplished if I just either did 2 bicycle rides on the beach or did a lot of like home projects, which are stacked up galore. And I have home projects, so I have some. I still have 1/5 left to go, burying quantum fiber cable in the backyard. But I got 80% of it done, and it's 80% of the hardest stuff to get done. I got done, so I got the last 20%. So that's I have to finish that. Then I have a front island. I have a circular driveway in the front, semicircle actually, and inside that semicircle, I've been disregarding a lot of the vegetation. I cut down a big tree. There was weed killer in there, so it kept a lot of the stuff at bay. There's been a patch of grass though that's been growing for the last 8 weeks, unrestricted, and it's starting to it's starting to overtake all plant life in that, which is good because I want a type of grass that does that. But I have to transplant that grass. I don't want to lose it. I have another area of my property that I've had some dunes. I smoothed them out. At this point, I just want some grass growing there until I decide what to do. The property appraiser is giving me hell, so I don't even want to go for permits right now because the property appraiser is so criminal here in Lee County. I should have had my, let's see, you have the homestead exemption, which again they keep on reiterating I don't qualify because I didn't, it has to be submitted the prior year for it to apply for the current year. Since I submitted it in May, they say it's not good until next year. Okay, well, but then again, I have my Save Our Homes, which should really have nothing to do with a homestead. It's separate. And I sold my home in 2023, and I bought my house in 2024, so it should apply to this one. And they give me all this BS that it doesn't apply. And I keep on telling them, I talked to a tax attorney, he says it does, because I sold my house, and it wasn't actually a sold, it was a divorce sale, but still it was a sale, and I'm entitled to move that benefit over to my new house. And there's nothing in the law that says you have to wait a year for that benefit to be moved over. So I think they're bamboozling me, and they're adamantly criminal about it. They're giving me disinformation, and unfortunately I have to act on this soon because you only have 20 days to act upon it because they're a bunch of criminals. So anyway, if you're a tax attorney out there and you know Florida law, send me an email because you can sue them for a couple $1 million. I'll definitely pay your attorney fee. Alright, we're passing by Junkanoo and Fresh Catch right now. Since the beach is so nice, we're going to go all the way down to Publix before we make the turn. It's gorgeous out. I mean, this is the day people should come to the beach. No threat of rain at the moment. There's not that much wind. There is a little breeze, which you need a little breeze, but it's not a big breeze, let's say, to blow over an umbrella. So we'll be able to take a look and see what the seashelling is like down by, going down to where those two blue buildings are on the horizon, the two rooftops. That's where Publix is. So there's like a cove here. Fort Myers Beach is like a crescent, and where the Publix is like in the middle of that crescent. So I brought one bottle of water with me because I ran out of water bottles. They just raised the water bottle prices in the store. I got so irritated with them. I had an old bottle of lime juice that I cleaned out, filled up with filtered water, stuck that in my chiller, let's put it that way, my little tiny refrigerator that's set on exceptionally cold, so it's now like a little freezer. Okay, that I just ran over like a dry mud flat, and I'm getting hit with mud. I need to drive down to the water here and see if some of this moisture can solidify that. Alright, let's get some seashells on it so we can hit with mud and seashells. Yeah, so I drove on the beach all the way down to Mid-Island Laundromat, or what was the Mid-Island Laundromat. And there used to be a real estate office there that I was interested in. Now it's just bulldozed, but for the price they want for the land, forget it. I mean, just the land, and then I'd have to fight with permitting and the fire marshal. No wonder why there's not that many people. Only the insiders that get, waved around these rules. They're the ones that are making the money and building. The people like everyone else that wants to do it legitimately and, law abiding, they can't. They get denied. It's terrible. Such a rigged system. And let's see. Only one of the churches, the big church, the one with the big blue hexagon roof, that one still, there's no work being done there. And the church down just like 2 streets down the road from it, a little farther south, they knocked down half of their building, but they're still not open. They have a tent in the front yard, and it doesn't look like anyone is going there. That's the problem. I mean, they should have got all the church's congregation, and they should have fixed that thing like within a couple weeks. I mean, I would demand the church's congregation show up. Say, come on, let's get the church back operational. Don't you want to come to the beach and park for free and go to the church and then go to the beach for free? The $5 you're paying in the till here, it would cost you $5 an hour parking anywhere else now. Exactly. I don't think churches would mind, because they do one service in the morning and one service at night. So you go to the service, you put your $5 in their till, and you stay the rest of the day for the beach. And then people come at night, they put $5 in the till, and then they're able to walk the beach and look at the sunset. I mean, it works out both ways. Churches on the beach should know that. They should plan for that. Okay, I see the water is coming in a little bit. The waves, I just passed over, looked like a little tiny horse con. Like a spiral horse con. Tiny one though. If it was big, I would have stopped them. So the seashells, they're still mediocre at this point, the same as down by Bobbush Point. But there must be pumping a lot of seashells. Oh, now that was a nice, I don't know what that shell was, a fighting conch, but it's glossy. This is nice. See, this is the type of seashell, because it had a nice glossy finish to it. Alright, it's a nice one. This is what, it's nice and glossy. And there's no foot inside, so it's dead. So I guess I'll hang on to it. I got a pocket. I keep on forgetting to bring like a little bag with me. I have a bag in the car, I just forgot to bring it. Right. Oh well. Watch me find like 100 more of these. Here's this is a pear whelk shell. Let's see. It's got that spiral, but it looks like a whelk, but it's a spiral. That's a pear whelk. It's a nice one too, but oh, now here's a big tulip shell. It's a little cracked. This is what a tulip shell looks like. So on Sanibel you see tons of these. So see that? Like a spiral top a little bit. That's a tulip shell. That's a nice one. It's got a little crack on it, but if you put them in a shell vase, you want to clean them, wash them, shellac them, so that they'll look nice and pretty before you put them in the shell vase. So you want to clean them, a little bit of bleach to get rid of some of that smelly, fishy smell. Okay, so now the beach is getting really narrow, and the height of this beach, the incline is starting to increase. Okay, I'm not gonna stop. That was a shark's eye I just passed over, it was interesting. If I see it on the way back, I'll stop. Look. A lot of fighting conchs I'm passing over. Sometimes when you see a lot of people like on the beach, especially this area of Fort Myers Beach, they know something you don't know. They know of a hidden free parking spot. So I'm looking to see if they know more than I do. There is a couple down here. On the north side of the old Fort Myers Beach Fire Department, there is a right of way that you can't park on, although it's grass, so it's not that much fun. Some people are leaving, but I see that they came from one of those road access points that charges $5 per hour. So they're coming up to Publix because I see the blue buildings here, another half mile. I think she is gorgeous. So all that sand that's coming from the pink shell, I'm not saying all of it's washing down this way, because the longshore current in this area is weird because of Sanibel, the Sanibel Causeway, and the river. Some days the longshore current goes north to south, which is the normal flow, heading down to the Keys. And sometimes in this area of Fort Myers Beach, because this is a crescent, as you can see, this is the inside of a crescent, the longshore current reverses itself, and it takes the sand and puts it out in sandbars offshore, which eventually over time that will form another island, and Sanibel will connect to that, and then the island will eventually swing over and connect to Bonita Beach, and Fort Myers Beach will be just like Pine Island is, part of landlocked and not accessible directly to the sea. All right, so there's Publix. So this rubbish here is part of the nice stuff. You own a condo behind this, so they just knocked down this building. Now you can see the beach. Some people lounging out in the water there. They're taking a video of me lying on the sandbar. They're taking a video of me drinking a can of Coke. Nice. Man, I could go for a can of Coke right now. I'm not sponsored by it. I wish I was. I die of diabetes, but no, I can go for an ice cold slushy Coke right now. Oh man. The kind I used to get in 7-Eleven. So I miss 7-Eleven here, not being on the beach. And I would think Coca-Cola and 7-Eleven miss being here too. I mean, there's one 7-Eleven. And the southernmost 7-Eleven is open. That was the one that was the most impacted by the storm. Still got devastated, but the owners of that immediately started fixing it. The other 7-Eleven owners, they have no interest in fixing it. And I would open up a 7-Eleven too if the Southland Corporation would, foot all the bills. I would open it up and then give them a percentage. But I think because of the new zoning ordinances, you have to be 12 to 15 feet above mean high tide. That means you have to build a concrete structure at least 10 feet above ground level. And who's going to walk up a flight of stairs? Only it's a liability too. Walking up hot concrete, even wood's hot. Walking across an asphalt driveway. I mean, I don't know. So even sand is sand without water is hot. So you have to make like a plastic board. It has to be wet periodically to keep the heat down from it. This plastic can get hot enough it could melt. Your foot could get stuck in it and burn real bad. The seashells here are a little better. Probably if I go even farther south. I just saw a nice king's crown just pass. The nice thing about heading this direction is that okay, so there's an apple murex who just passed. Nice. It was a smaller size one, not big one. If it was big, I would have stopped. I just have like a little area in front of my house where I just dump all the seashells anyway. It's not like I have a shell lamp. Okay, so we just passed something. I know it's a tulip shell. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it now. Let's see. Where's my tire track? I don't even see it. And that's the problem. You go one direction, you can see it. Now I'm trying to retrace my footsteps in another direction. I'll never see it. And there's a glare on the beach and the tide's coming in. Don't forget it. Let's see. I should have stopped. I should have stopped with my new brakes on a dime. All right. You can see there are some seashells. High tide will reveal a lot of seashells. Right now, the good shells are hidden underneath all the sand, but when the tide comes in, churns up the sand, it'll bring those seashells back to the surface, push them higher up on the beach. Right where the waves are breaking right now, those are where the best seashells are. The best dead seashells. Anything beyond where the tide's breaking, those are, few dead ones. Most of them are alive. Most of them crabs have, the mollusks are dead, but the crabs take over the seashells. And after up to here, beyond the waves, this is where the dead shells lie. Even if it was alive, the ants would eat the mollusk out. So, yeah, I feel a little tailwind. It's nice. Just totally gorgeous out. There's no rain cloud yet. It's definitely after 12 noon. So rain, I've noticed that it doesn't really form until about 4 o'clock, and then it gets really wicked around 6 o'clock. It forms at 4, you get a little couple showers, then 6 o'clock gets wicked, and last night it was even worse. Last night it got wicked right around 9 o'clock at night. So you have almost like 3 storms at the moment. You have one at 4, a minor one, then the main one, again, briefly, these are only 5-minute storms. The main one at 6, and there's like interlude. It kind of goes away a little bit, and then it reforms, comes back like as another wave. And that one came back last night with a lot of wind, a lot of rain. And okay, so we just passed over the tulip I found before. Oh, there it is. Now watch, I can't find it again. Oh no, there it is. So this is a shark's eye. Some people call it a cat's eye, but no, it's a shark's eye. It's a nice one. And there's no crab in it, so I'm just thinking in my pocket. I have 2 shells. 2 shells to barter with. That's what the Indians used to use, seashells to barter. I mean, really up and down. Just think if you were an Indian, you lived close to Indian, or Carib Indian, or whatever the Indians that were down here. And you picked up all these seashells after a storm, put them in a big satchel, went up to like Ohio and tried to trade these things off. Holy mackerel. You would get awesome trades. I bet the Indians in this area were rich. I mean, you could fill up a boat full of seashells, and then go to, like, with that same canoe, outrigger, whatever, up the Mississippi or up some of these rivers, trading all along the way, and get really nice merchandise to bring back down here and trade again. I haven't heard really of any Native Indian issues down here, except for the Seminole Indian Wars, which are really not. The Seminoles were a mixture of the Indians of like the Carolinas and Virginia. They got caught in the middle of the Yamasee War, 1700, and the slaves who got freed or just escaped from their plantations, along with the Indians caught in between, formed the Seminoles. And they were a warring, like, they didn't like anyone. The Seminoles didn't like Indians, they didn't like white people. They just wanted to kind of like find and conquer their own land. So the Spanish let them settle in Florida. And although the Spanish had some confrontations with the Seminoles, it wasn't until Americans really the Seminoles were really big on salvaging Spanish sunken treasure. They realized there was a market for that, so they helped out a lot and they got paid rewards. Look. So you see the tide is coming in. You can see that the seaweed is still kind of like not bunched up, so that's a sign the tide is out, but I can see that the waves are starting to push it back and bunch it up again. Tide still has another 2.5 feet to go, but probably within the next 20 minutes the tide's going to come in a full foot. So a lot of these people, they're going to have to move like these. I used to go to a ton of sandcastles on the kid. I loved it. I love coming to the beach. I have sunblock on now, sunblock 70, but I used to come to the beach, no sunblock, spend a whole month on the beach with no sunblock, 8 hours a day. When I left Florida, I looked like I was a shade of deep purple when I went back to New Jersey. And people would look at me and say, "You're not Barry, you look like you're someone else with a different complexion altogether." And it would take like almost a week or two for it to wear off. That was bad though, because when you're in the sun, and people say after 10, but it's really after 9, you really should have sunblock on. Unless there's clouds out. If there's clouds out, you'll still get a sunburn, but you need to wear long pants, long sleeves, sunglasses, a wide brim hat. You drink plenty of water, hydrate, and try not to stay outside if you're in Florida. Just, after 6 o'clock in the evening, the sun is still intense, but it's not that bad. There's a trade-off though. Like 7 o'clock, it's excellent to go working outside, but then the mosquitoes come out, so you really have to come out like at 6, enjoy the sun a little bit, and then try to finish up between 7 and 8 p.m. before the mosquitoes get you. Or if you have a nice big mosquito, like a wall mosquito zapper with a big fan, you could blow air through your establishment and the mosquitoes will be blown into the big floor wall zapper. I seen one of those in Maryland. It was pretty awesome. They had horses and they would just blow through the stalls with a big, outside of the stalls, there was this big wall bug zapper, and the flies would just get blown into it. It would just zap. It was at an angle too, so the flies would fly into it, they could zap, and they could fall straight down out of the way of the other flies that are flying into this big wall zapper, and they would shovel away a foot of dead flies like every 2 hours. They were killing that many flies. It was awesome. I was in Assateague, Virginia, Assateague, Maryland, Chincoteague, Virginia. Yes. I see some of these weird. I don't know what they are. They're like a combination tern, seagull, black hawk. I don't know what they are. I've never seen them before. I guess the seagulls are mating with other species now, creating new species. Most of these species are they know a child human, that's a potential threat. An adult human is no threat. A dog is a threat. They know that. So when they see a human, they'll size it up. The smaller the humans, the bigger the threat. Tall, big human, no threat. So we're kind of like elephants to them. You know, they'll just get out of our way. Small elephants want to play with the birds, so they know the small elephants are a threat. And the dogs are like lions. Lions are always a threat. So this is the second beach patrol. Again, wasting taxpayer money here. I don't know. Try to ruin people's beach experience. This has been a very relaxing walk on the sandbar here before the tide comes in. It's nice out here. So even if you're pregnant, you should be at the beach. There's the rangers. He's giving them something. Oh, it's a gold tree. How nice. That's being polite. Maybe it was an ice cube. These dogs need ice cubes here. They can't stand this heat. And the beach is hot, and they're not going in the sun or drinking water like everyone else. So you have to bring them a container of ice cubes just for the dog. Small ice cubes, not the big ones. Small, easy to crunch ice cubes. That's what dogs want at the beach. The water's a little murky right here. I can see that there's a lot of seaweed, brown stuff in the surf, which is indicative of a storm that came by here last 48 hours. I'm trying to think what we had. The storm last night was pretty intense, but I didn't think it affected the water, but the beach here, maybe it did. And when the storm comes through at low tide, that's when you see a lot of seaweed. Because a high tide storm won't really affect the seabeds. A low tide storm will affect the seabeds. You see that dredge is still out there. We're running at a sandbar here. We're gonna have to go back in when tides come in. So we're coming up to Diamond Head. People playing football. Yeah, I can see that the tide has come in already 3 inches. It's covered that sandbar. That sandbar was exposed when I came up here. Okay, we're just about to pass the Nautilus again, which is that hotel that I think is a great deal that everyone should buy. Even if it's $50 million, you should buy it. It used to be one of the best parking spots there. Across the street from it, there's that Royal Scoop. And it still looks like it's a good place to park. But again, it's private property, so I don't know what will happen if you park there. I keep on looking at that Royal Scoop as a potential real estate office because it's just ideal. It has everything going for it. It's in a perfect spot. So I made some nice kibasi yesterday. I'm trying to cut down portion sizes. I've been making these gargantuan family-sized portions, and I'm the one that's just eating it, so it's not good. So even though I did make a 12-ounce portion, it did fry down a little bit. Probably 1 ounce is fried up. 12 ounces is still 12 ounces, but I didn't eat much bread with it, a little bit. So now we are passing Diamond. Again, there's hardly anybody here. We're also facing September and October are the dead months because people up north, schools go back the day after Labor Day. Unlike down here, which is 3 weeks before Labor Day, up north it's so you can tell that the summer semi-season was from a lot of northern tourists coming down. So people living down here, there's still not enough big companies to pay them the salaries to be able to afford this. And that's why you're going to see a lot of people from Miami who are paid the big bucks to come rent these areas. Yes, it's perfect time for boogie boarding right now. The tide coming in with an inch or two over the sandbar. That's perfect. So you get a good run and shell free too. That's the important thing. In case you fall off, you don't want to have to put your foot, extend your foot out and step on a sharp pen shell. Because right now that sandbar has got nothing on it. See, the birds are keeping an eye on the dog. They're not keeping an eye on me anymore. You know, the dog could hit 40 miles an hour easy. People are still coming to the beach, so they're setting up tent right where the water's going to come in. Again, in the next 20 minutes, the tide's going to come in a foot. So people are setting up right here because it's open. They're going to be disappointed in the next 20 minutes. See the water? I see it. It's slowly etching in. Which means the water where the waves are breaking right now, it's actually at higher level than the water here. See, now this sandbar has been covered over. A lot of boats offshore, a lot with Trump flags. 40% of everyone, 90% of everyone in Florida voted for Trump, regardless of what the poll numbers say, 90%. So the waitress said she could start a tab, so that's kind of nice. That's the thing, if you're a beach waitress, you can make a lot of money because people are hot and thirsty here. And if you have a room key, and they can charge your room, that's even better. Oh, sorry about that. People are packing up because the water's coming in. So here's Margaritaville. They're making money right now, which is good. Because they need to make money to pay off the exorbitant amount of money that they paid for this real estate. But I like how they kind of like bought up all the old grungy stuff, knocked it down, and built a nice hotel. So my hat's off to them. They did a fantastic job turning kind of like an eyesore blight into something that's not perfect, but it was good. Now here's the tuba guy again. He's staying down here because people are paying him $5, so that's why he's hanging out down here. And if he makes $5 every 5 minutes, you know, that's $60 an hour. It's not too bad. the tuba guy's playing Star Spangled Banner. I can recognize it. I have to go this way because there's too much. Tide's coming in too fast. We're going to go down to the Best Western Plus. That's as far down as you can go. This area of the beach, Lynn Hall Park, is not as crowded as it should be. And it's sad because it's the beautiful day, beautiful water. The waves are like 1 to 2 feet, so they're not too benign. Sorry. I have to bike up here because the tide is coming in, and it took away a lot of the beach area. Kind of like in the surf just to get around this area. Oh, sorry. Once you get beyond this area, the beach, the grading of the beach, kind of lightens a little bit. When there's like a lull in the beach wedge, you can hit an area where you can bicycle closer to the surf and get that nice firm packed sand between where the waves are blowing. Oh, sorry.
Watch out, man.
I see it.
Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, here's someone's bucket. I gotta save someone's bucket. Bucket's slippery. Alright. I hope I put it high enough out of the way. Alright. So that's it. This is the Best Western right here. Could have exited right there, but yeah, you gotta take the extra step. You see someone's bucket floating in the surf, you know it's a little kid, and they got scolded because they weren't keeping watch of their stuff, so. Again, the Best Western Plus, they're redoing their tiki hut gazebos with new palm fronds. And they look excellent. And all they're doing is they're just cutting down palm fronds from their existing trees here and using that scrap to make their tiki huts, gazebos look beautiful. So it's pretty good how they can save all of that, otherwise garbage raw material, put it to good use. So I just want to go a couple meters here. There is supposed to be a along this side over here. There's supposed to be a cul-de-sac. Some kind of oh, yeah. I'll be careful here where I'm walking. Right now. This is silly. These are all that prickly. What are they called? That prickle grass, stuff that punctures tires. Just right riding over it. I saw a couple of them. Be careful. All right, so we're heading on back to the traditional refuge of the lighthouse tiki bar. I definitely need to get a new back inner tube and back inner tire. So I'm gonna have to go on Temu or Amazon, figure out which one's cheaper. Order it. Sometimes Temu gives you free shipping. I don't know how they can do that, but all the way from China, but they do it. Yeah, I have to buy a battery for my Toyota V5 Prius. The beach has, I mean, for the most part, except for like the missing 7-Eleven, some of the missing commercial buildings here, the beach here is looking fantastic. It resembles early 80s. I know there was a hurricane back in the late 70s that came and did some damage here at Fort Myers Beach, but it didn't. I used to come down here with my family every like the last week of June through the first week of August, all inclusive. And I've been doing that in this area since 1971. Before that, I was in Daytona Beach. So as young as I can remember, 1 year old, I was in Daytona Beach. And Daytona Beach, sometimes we would stay a month and a half, if not two. It was 6 weeks at least. And it was fantastic. We used to rent a cottage for $500 for the entire 6 weeks. And it was fantastic. My grandparents found a good deal. Santa Arms West on Sanibel. They rented for 5 weeks, and they were only paying $550 a month. And they did that from like 1978 through, same apartment, same owners, from 78 through like 86. They got away with that same rent. It never went up. Can't beat that. Let's go through the center here and check it out. Eco-friendly bamboo. We got scarf backpacks. We got some other arts and crafts, painter, some marine wildlife stuff, Tostitos, chips, and dip. People are, it's like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock's the witching hour. It's 1 o'clock now. People are packing up their jewelry. You have a dog? I guess they're selling dogs. Yeah, honey, pastries, jewelry, more artsy stuff, arts and crafts, scarves, cosmetics, jewelry, glasses. Guys got honey and wax, candles, more jewelry and more jewelry. There you go. I don't understand people who wear jewelry at the beach. I the sun heats it up, it burns your skin. It creates a burn mark on your skin. Rings and necklaces don't belong down here. People who wear those nose rings, I don't know, you get burned. So we're gonna go this way and get back. This traffic is really squirrely. But definitely if you have a food truck, that's where the business is down here. Ice cream food truck, even better. No traffic coming on now. There was a big accident. Two of them. One on Winkler Road by College Parkway, and one on Winkler Road by Cypress Lake, blocking all lanes of traffic. So I had to actually sneak through Sunset Vista and go to McGregor, and take McGregor back. park on Estero Boulevard and make the video from there. But that's how things progress, you know. It changes each week, including parking. And I've seen a lot of people from Margaritaville walking over here, so which is helping the Lighthouse Resort out a lot because they make most of their money, I would say, from the Stinky Bar. People eating here. This is one of the most economical places to eat too. Eat and drink. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next weekend, I'll try to go out of area, but only if the price of gas is below $3 a gallon. Now I found a place that's selling it for $2.95, so there is potential next weekend. But until next weekend.